The Rock has brought back the Hollywood rock music on SmackDown. A top AEW name has suffered an injury on Dynamite and will miss a major event. We've got 3 major WrestleMania 40 matches confirmed on last night's SmackDown. Stay tuned for the news. So last night's SmackDown kicked off in a very, I would say, a very cool way, right? Because
it was a very 11 years ago way, and I was buzzing.
11? Oh, I think it was like 20. Taking us well back in time. It's 20 years, Sam.
It's 20.
20 years because The Rock came out in Memphis, Tennessee on SmackDown last night with the lightning was going. We had his music hit, the If You Smell. But it wasn't his electrifying music that hit. It was Hollywood Rock. Hollywood Rock is back, baby.
Hollywood Rock from 10 years ago, yeah.
Yes, Sam. That's Hollywood Rock from 10 years ago, 2003.
Well, his music sort of hits, and then it was like, okay, cool. And then you just got that gentle slow, and it swelled, and then bang. And then the crowd went mental for it. And
they
it was
did.
Perfect. I mean, it was spot on, wasn't it?
We've seen him bringing back little bits of this Hollywood Rock persona. I mean, it's kind of like he's doing an amalgamation of quite a few of his characters.
He's like crazy gluing them together into like an all-new Hollywood infused rock.
He said on Jimmy Kimmel,
Johnson.
He said on Jimmy Kimmel the other day that this is Rock 10.0.
Right.
So it's like every rock persona, but he
mentioned Flex Gabbana, in fairness.
Yeah.
So it could be. He's touching on it all.
He had his nice signature waistcoat on.
Yeah.
He came out, the Hollywood rock music. And as reported last week by WrestleVotes, this was a rock concert. Now, he came out and throughout this performance, he threw lyrical jabs at Cody Rhodes, as you'd expect, Seth Rollins, as you'd expect, and, as he calls them, the Cody Crybabies.
I think it was Cody Crybaby Bitches.
I think that's the wording he used. The Rock then turned his attention to Cody's promo from Raw this past week, where he mentions about winning the Universal title and how he can't hand it to his dad.
Yeah.
That was part of his dream. He can't hand the WWE Championship to his dad, but he can hand it to his mum. Well, The Rock, once again asserting his domination.
He's got a belt of his own, hasn't he?
He's got a belt of his own, and he says that he's going to leave Cody crying in his own blood and use the weight belt to do it and hand the weight belt to Cody's mum. And then at this point, he leaned really close into the camera and said, "What can I say except you're welcome?"
Because he was in Moana. And he's going to be in the live action one and the second animated one and probably the straight to streaming Moana 9, you know?
And he obviously, The Rock was healing it up.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was perfect. I mean, like having the weight belt as well, it was just, you know it's going to come into play. You know it is going to get quite messy. I think Rock is going to be whipping Cody around that ring.
And he can do whatever he wants because he's board of directors.
Yeah.
And he's gonna flaunt that like he did in that promo, or he has done in multiple promos so far in the run up to WrestleMania 40. But yes, Little Rock concert on SmackDown last night, and the return of Hollywood Rock's music.
And he's so Hollywood now, he doesn't even have to play his own instruments.
He doesn't. He has other people do that for him. But we're going to stick with WWE and an offer that people backstage thought was way too low. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, upon Ospreay's agreement with AEW back in November, WWE people backstage thought that Triple H's offer was a low ball, and to quote it exactly, was way too low. I think WWE have massively underestimated just how good Ospreay is. Well,
we heard, I believe yesterday that there were reports that maybe Triple H didn't see how Will Ospreay could connect with an audience, and I guess that Will being in Japan, there's a different sort of audience in Japan than the audience you would expect, I guess, in America, and so I feel like if Triple H hasn't really been on top of Ospreay's, even though he's been delivering some amazing promos, he just knows he's good in ring, then I guess. But like, it seems like such an oversight for somebody who's touted as like one of the best, if not the best wrestler in the world. To just kind of be like, yeah, but he can't like cut a promo or anything, can he? Well, you watched it, he? Well, no, but as he could.
I think either way, regardless of money, I think Ospreay is a more natural fit for AEW, and I think regardless of whatever was going to be offered, he would have gone there.
Like Ospreay he's one of the most passionate people in the world when it comes to pro wrestling. It's his entire life, and I think with AEW, it gives him that freedom to be able to continue giving back. I think at many levels across the industry as well, which is something he's very, very, very passionate about.
And being able to stay over in the UK, that was something that he said in a recent interview that was quite essential to where he was going to go next, was staying in the UK and not uprooting his family's entire life. But way too low was what WWE Backstage thought for the offer. But moving over to AEW, TMZ Sports has verified that Darby Allin has sustained a broken foot during a singles match with Jay White at this past week's AEW Dynamite Big Business. Now, the injury occurred when Allin went to execute a senton off to Jay White, but this was very early into the match. Now, when we saw this, it didn't seem out of the ordinary.
No, and he kept on wrestling despite what had happened, and TMZ were initially reporting that it was his right foot, right?
Yes, where in fact it is actually his left. Darby posted an image of it. His left foot it appears to be broken. Now, what does this mean for Everest?
This means that Darby Allin is not going to be able to climb Mount Everest this year at all. It's going to be 2025, he said. So he said on Twitter, unfortunately, the foot's really broke from Wednesday's match. Everest will have to be next year.
Now, he put up a scan off that, or TMZ, I should say, rather, put up a scan off the foot injury, and it looks like quite a nasty break. It does not look pleasant.
No, it's quite a wonder he was able to finish the match at all. So, I mean, props there, but at the same time, Jesus, you're a madman.
Hey, look, I've seen a lot of people saying on Twitter, maybe this is a good thing. Not that he's injured, but that he's not off to climb Everest. Something's intervened.
I don't know. I think I don't think he'd be going to Everest if the company wasn't absolutely sure he had the best guides and the best people around him in order to make the trip there and back a resounding success. So I feel like, if anything, I'm more worried at him going after such a bad break in the foot and having to probably, retrain that foot a little bit more and get used to that after a break. But again, he's a skateboarder, so he's probably broken his foot God knows how many times, and he's used to this.
And he's probably broken his foot and never even realised.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him go off that ladder. Maybe he literally kind of went snap and he's gone, just stuck a couple of elastoplasts on it.
Either way, we wish Darby Allin the best of luck and hope that it heals very, very soon. Yep. But we're going to turn our focus to WrestleMania 40 because it's only a few weeks away, Sam. I can't believe we're back at WrestleMania.
The cycle never stops.
Doesn't stop. To WrestleMania 40, 10 years ago. WrestleMania 40 it's had 3 new matches added to it from SmackDown last night. Now, first off, we're going to start with LA Knight. He came out to address the crowd and challenge AJ Styles to a WrestleMania match. He said that he's been running, he's been scared of LA Knight, but he knows one place that AJ Styles will turn up, and that is WrestleMania. AJ did respond to this.
I know that every single one of us on the roster wants a massive meaty payday. If we're not on that bill, we may as well be there in case we are needed on the bill. So I know you're going to be there.
You're going to be there. You want to get that
You
cash.
make space on the bill, or I'm just going to beat him up in the car park, lads.
Well, Knight issued the challenge. Then Styles ran out, attacked him with a chair, then pinned him down, looked like he was choking him. Referees came out and AJ said, I accept. So we'll see that match at WrestleMania. Next up, though, Jimmy Uso has responded to AJ Uso's WrestleMania 40 challenge and said that, well, throughout his entire life, Jay, before he was the main eventer, before he was the longest reigning tag team champion of all time, he was just Jimmy's little brother. Despite them being only minutes apart in birth, he was Jimmy's little brother. Kayla Braxton approaching the bloodline, asking for comment from Jimmy. Jimmy promptly responded, indicating that yes, this match will happen at WrestleMania 40 and that he's going to beat him. I don't think that's going to happen, Jimmy. Sorry, bro.
Jay is winning this. Jay is, for my money, the biggest revelation in the last few years of wrestling, maybe outside of Dominic Mysterio.
For sure. Like
in terms of like the WWE side of
WWE
it,
side
obviously
of things,
there's so many things in the grand scale.
He's gone from being a tag team guy that was a part of a tag team that for many years a lot of the internet made jokes they didn't know which one was which,
and into a situation where usually historically if one member of a team is out, the company usually goes, well, see you later and all for a little bit. Well, what can we do? And he ran with that, and it's been unbelievable. So I think Jay just needs to keep on winning,
keeping those wins coming. But it was, it's a very nice moment that the brothers are going to get a match against each other. Jay said months and months ago that his dream WrestleMania match, in fact, Jimmy, it was on a podcast, both of them at the same time, their dream WrestleMania match was a match against each other.
With Big Keisha's special guest referee. Come on.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah,
Dance break. Random dance break in the middle of a heated moment. Yeah, from 10 whole years ago.
10 years ago, Rikishi.
We saw him in Vegas. He's fine. Just get him over.
Yeah. Well, the final match that has been confirmed for WrestleMania 40, it involves the United States Championship. It was confirmed by Nick Aldis that Logan Paul will face both Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a triple threat match. Now, earlier in the night, I know it doesn't look good for Logan.
Even when you're Logan Paul, that's still...
That's going to be a fun match. Well, earlier in the night, Logan went looking for Nick Aldis, demanding an apology from Randy Orton for RKOing KSI last week and pouring Prime all over their fancy new Center of the Ring sponsorship promo.
It's not waterproof.
It's not.
Guys.
No, it's not Prime proof. That's the thing. Well, we don't know what's in that. But later in the show, Randy Orton did face Grayson Waller and Logan Paul was at ringside. Now, we saw an insane spot where Kevin Owens stunnered Austin Theory, then he jumped up and was hit by an RKO. Like, he sprung up. It was pretty damn cool.
You know that Owens and Orton are just going to have so much fun with this match. There's going to be so much going on. I can't wait.
It's going to be pandemonium. Well, after the match, all descended into chaos. Nick Aldis came out to the stage and confirmed Logan Paul's match for WrestleMania 40. Big United States Championship match. LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Jimmy versus Jay. It's going to be a good WrestleMania, Sam.
It is. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to listen to My Way. I'm going to listen to My House. I'm going to put on my WrestleMania 32 t-shirt because that's the only one I have because I can't remember when my 33 one is. And I'm going to do this all day.
Just sit. We'll be doing news. Just
violently
shaking.
Like shaking.
This. I can't wait. Let us know, though, which match you're most excited for and shaking about at WrestleMania 40. There's so many to choose from. But we will be back later on today with more wrestling news. Stay tuned to all the social media channels for all the latest news and cultaholic.com, of course, as well. We'll see you later.